Welcome to the channel Tribe. In this session of Instagram Live, we are having Pricilla Bilavendran discussing on Reclaim Your Power. Huge shout out to BrowserStack, our exclusive sponsor for all community events and premier sponsor for conferences. We thank them for supporting this event.
Hi everyone, welcome to another IG Live. Today's IG Live we are going to talk about reclaiming your power with Priscilla. I would like to call on stage our guest for today. Hi Priscilla, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. This conversation is interesting enough, like the topic is really interesting. The
Okay.
moment that you suggested the topic, even I was really excited for the IG Live. This is
Okay.
something that needs to be talked about. We need to talk about it on some platform.
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
let's now get into it. And before moving on, there's one question like that I ask to every guest that comes here, that tell us a little bit about your journey right now, where you are
Okay.
as a team leader. Tell us a little bit about how you started and how you came to be here.
Okay. Sure. Sure, Vanshika. I'll go ahead. And as most of us, even I fall into testing accidentally. I wanted to be a Java developer, honestly, but I was placed into a testing batch, and I was trained into testing, and it was 2011. And I was even trained in automation testing that time. Like we have this UFT, which was QTP earlier. So I was trained in QTP, but there wasn't enough automation projects at that time. So again, I was put into manual testing. So that's how my career started. And after a while, I got opportunity to work with different flavors of testing. As I usually say, it was like processing EDI files for a while, and then I was working with ETL testing, and then I moved on to automation with Selenium and Java. And after marriage, what happens with most of the Indian women, I had to leave my job behind, and I had to follow my husband to Malaysia. So that is where I had a struggle of getting into a new job, that too being into a testing profession. Because if you have niche skill sets, say for example, like a Pega developer or a MuleSoft developer, like it was easy to get into the market of any country or any company. But when it comes to QA, people have a mindset like anybody can test, right? So it was really tough to get into a job, and that too after the maternity break, it was again tougher and tougher. So new country, new place, and that was so challenging. After that, I got into a job like Millennium as my company, first company in Malaysia, and I still work with them. So I started as a senior QA engineer. I was partly working with both the ETL and API integration as well. And after a while, I got opportunity, and my leads understood my love towards API, and I was moved fully towards API testing. And for more than a year, I'm being the team leader of my team. So this is pretty much about my journey. And yeah, we migrated from India to Malaysia. So for the past 3 years, more than 3 years, I'm living there in Malaysia. And right now I'm in India.
Okay, okay. That sounds like really like you had a lot of struggle, but now you are doing really well in whatever field you have chosen. That's great. And actually, from your answer for this question, I got a little bit insight into whatever I'm asking next. But still, I would like to know, why did you choose this topic about, how women can inspire others, maternity break? Why did you choose this particular topic for this IG Live?
Okay, sure. One thing is like we say that testing has been into a lot of advancements. How it was 10 years before, like talking about the technologies or even the methodologies, whatever we speak about, like I don't even remember the terminology agile when I started testing. It was total alien term. But right now we heard people talking about agile, scrum, and all those things, right? So it's been a greatest advancement, I would say, because nowadays QAs are not just QAs, right? We are right from the unit testing, we are doing till deployment in some places. So the testing advancement has been grown. But if you take into consideration about especially women in testing, or when you talk about generally women in technology, I still see that there are some spaces where women can come and talk more about, and they would need. It's not just about. I wouldn't say like they're not talented, Vanshika. Like everybody just needs a pat on the back, right? Everybody needs just a pat on the back, like just to ensure that they are going in the right way. So I wanted to ensure, especially our ladies who are into testing and technology, that they are doing an amazing job, juggling work and all those things. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all of them, and just to some things, like I'm sharing my story, not just because I'm being like so proud of it. I just want others to know the pain point of it. It's not something like only I can achieve. Anybody can do that. So it's just a sharing of my experience, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally true. Like, because even when you were telling your whole journey, I think we need to actually think about this, that a woman is actually handling the family and both the job together. So they really need that big shout out that they are doing it. It's great that they are doing it. So the next question I
Exactly.
have from for you is, what is the best professional advice you have received in your years of working in testing?
Okay. When I started as a programmer analyst trainee with my first job, I had a lead, test lead. He was my lead, and since right, as a fresher, we used to uh, get so much tensed and nervous about handling stuff, right? So, but what I was trying to do is, like, I usually get very much tense and nervous, like for missing silly stuff I used to blame and all those things. And I have a lead, and he is a very patient person. So whatever happens, no, even if someone says that there is a volcano eruption, he'll handle it very cool way. It's okay. And something is happening. What next? So he was a very cool person. So after seeing me for a while, I believe after a year, after monitoring me, and he just told me one thing. Pricilla, you are just a fresher and you have many more years to travel in IT. Okay. So the bad things will always happen. So just remember, like, uh, whomever people are, because I used to get tense, like, oh my God, this developer is really like trashing me. I know that this is a bug, but he's not accepting and all those things. But he'll say, every person around you has something to teach you. Either it is good or it is bad. It's up to you how you consume it. So, and then I just realized, like, so he always remind me, if there is something bad is happening, you must realize like what went wrong, try to correct it in the future. That's it. There is nothing you can hold it on. So the basic one I still remember is like, Anshika, everyone around you has something to teach you. Everyone. From a kid, I always say, from a kid, and even till our grandparents at home, right? Everyone has something to teach to you. Either it is good or bad, it's up to you to consume it. And like, because some people have something to teach you, like what you should do. Some people has something to teach what you shouldn't do, right? So it's up to you. And he always ensures that the team is happy. So I try to do the same. I wanted my team to be happy in work, because happy people are the great ones, right? Once they're happy at work, they can achieve many things in life.
Yeah, that's a really good advice. Like, I would definitely remember that, everyone around you has something to teach you, and really good advice about that. So the next question I have for you, Priscilla, is, moving into a little bit more into the topic that we have chosen for today, and that is, how can women in the field increase their impact and inspire others?
Okay, okay, I understand that. So, first thing is like, we have to be more authentic. Like, we, even though, because everybody have weakness, everybody have their own strengths. We have to start accepting our weakness, and we have to be authentic to ourselves and also to others. I would say, just instead of pretending, just be authentic, and speak up for yourself. And we think like being a mom is being something is making us weak. It's not that case. Being a mom is going to make you more and more stronger to fight. And even you might have seen my LinkedIn bio, like I have quoted mom. It's not just because I'm boasting something. As I mentioned before, that made many moms to open up to me. So they are opening up to me just because of that reason, and they have told me that of course it's so much inspiring for them, like being a mom. And even one of the young girl, like she started her career into testing, and she told, like, I was thinking like, oh, even after marriage, like girls can achieve something like that. And then I told, anything, even at 50 you can achieve. So it's up to you, like how you handle things, right? So I would always say, women, like, they have to so much, and they have to be authentic. They shouldn't run away from their weaknesses. They have to start facing the challenges and struggle.
That's a really good advice for the women in like any field around there. I won't say just in technology, but any field around there.
Mm,
Just speak out for yourself. Just be
mm,
authentic and just don't try to pretend. Just so that people
mm,
will listen to you. Just be what you say, what you want to say, and at
mm,
one point people will listen. Yeah. So the
exactly.
next question I have for you is something related to younger women that are, joining the workforce right now. So like what advice
Okay.
would you give them since they're just joining the workforce?
Mm.
What extra can they do?
Okay. So first thing is, like, as I mentioned before, they have to speak up for themselves. Like, they should watch the environment around, and they should start speaking up for themselves. They shouldn't wait like someone someone senior will come and save them, right? They shouldn't have that attitude. It's their life, it's their career, so they have to take the decision. So I would prefer, like, they have to start speaking up and standing up for themselves, and then maybe to work more towards the social skills, because right now handling people, it doesn't sound easy the way which I'm talking right now. It doesn't sound that easy. Handling people is really difficult, so they have to improve their social skills and interpersonal skills. That really helps them whatever job they are in. As I mentioned before, either it is in the testing or technology, whatever technology, they have to improve their social skills to communicate and connect, right? So there's a connect, right? So as you mentioned before, when you suggested this topic, you told like you immediately liked it because there is a connect between that. Like, the topic connects between you and me, right? So there is a connect always between. So they should improvise it. So only then they can easily connect with people wherever they travel in the world. Wherever they travel, they'll find a common factor and they'll try to connect with people. And other than that, I would say, like, wherever whatever college or background they are from, like, they might think like I was from a small town, and wherein I don't have any facility, or either you are from IIT, that doesn't matter. Whatever background you are from, you have to be so much open minded, okay? And you just keep in mind to, like, set short term goals. Short term goals are very powerful, Anshika. Like, they are so powerful. Like, just set a goal, work towards that, okay? And of course, it's up to you to take a break, because some goals are really, it was so much hardening efforts it might need, right? So you can take a break and then you can start running towards next. It's up to you. But try to work on your short term goals. That's why I always say dreaming, anyone can do dreaming, right? But when you set it as a goal, you can work and run towards that. So try to set a goal and always do a retrospection of yourself, like how it is working, whether it went good or went bad. So similar to your retrospection meetings, I would suggest, like, do a self reflection and retrospection. And other than that, final point, find a mentor. It is not uh, like you might have seen in many places about mentoring in the recent times, like how much important it is. I would say not just for a day or two, like, find a mentor for years. Try to stay in touch with them, okay? It can be either a person who is younger than you or a person who is senior than you. Try to find a mentor and stay in touch with them. Try to be open with them and honest with them, at least one person where you can be so transparent to, so that a kind of support system for you, right? So I would say these points. That's it.
Understood. So, to summarize whatever you have said, firstly, stand up for yourself, start speaking up, and really early in your career, start, working on your interpersonal skills because anytime you have to interact with anyone, you have to know how to speak or how to connect with them or how to show or sell a point to them. That is one of the things, and also you have dreams, good, but also have some goals to share to achieve those dreams. So that's a great advice, and I'm sure people listening here will listen to that and work around it. So the next question I have for you is a little bit about how do you manage, like you said that you were in testing but then you got married, you moved to Malaysia. So how do you now manage the responsibilities between your family and your job?
Yeah, of course. This is $1 million question, right? Because some days are really a cakewalk, and some days are really hard. And even if you see right now, like we used to ask this question, like whomever women who are achieving, right? We used to ask the same question, but we don't ask this question to the men, right? Because society knows that women has a very important part in the family. Like she has a main part in raising the family, in forming the family, right? So I would strongly say like we have to change a bit, and people has to change accordingly. Like as we say, this co-parenting has to improve a lot. Men has to share more of the responsibilities at home, and it's not just about, because only if they share, right, as a partner, I can pursue my dreams, I can pursue my passion, right? So it's more towards like I would request, even that's why even I was posting the post also, I was thinking like maybe I should have posted like it's not just for women. We need men and come and join us, because they are the ones finally who are going to support us at home. And in my case, I try to start my day early. I used to plan mostly for the whole week, Vanshika, like starting from the cooking stuff, right? So most of the things I'll try to automate, like in the sense like I'll set a reminder. I'll try to the repetitive tasks. I'll try to have a routine of myself. So when we have such routines, right, your brain will have more space to think something more productive. So that's the reason of setting these routine tasks, and that's the reason my brain is being productive and it can think some more creative things as well. So try to start the day early, and most probably, like if possible, plan the week ahead. Like the early planning can save a lot of headache, and also even like say for example, if I have something, and if my husband has to take care of the kid, like we plan these things very prior, so that he also doesn't have this any of the like none of the plan is clashing between both of us. So, and also to speak up to the partner. They should know what is your passion, what is your dream. Like, I used to sit and speak with my husband, like, this is what I wanted to do next in my life. So, this is what I see myself in the next 2 to 3 years. He listened to me, because only then, only when we both are in the same alignment, right? He can understand what I'm planning to do next, right? Only then he can support me. If I'm doing random things day one and day two, he doesn't know like what does she has in mind. He doesn't know, right? So I'll try to explain my dream and goals to him, and that's the reason. So most of the times when we speak about like partially when it comes to family, and most of the time since both of us are in IT, and another thing is like he is a developer and I'm a tester. Think how's at home, how things will be at home. So definitely we'll have petty quarrels as well. And initially it was more into developer and tester, but right now he understood the power of testing as well. So he'll be like, okay, so sometimes whatever I say, he definitely understands, and because he's seeing me, right? He's seeing my growth also for the past few years. So he totally understands me, and it's finally about mutual respect. So start to plan your day early, and plan things ahead. Speak with your partner, speak with your family. Like they are the final ones who are going to sit and help with you. So I would say like these are the things right now I can think about.
Yeah, understood, understood. So yeah, I have read somewhere that it takes a whole community to raise a child, and I think that's totally true because you can't just expect one person to do all the work. You have to communicate with other people in the family. You have to have that understanding with them, and then only it's possible for everyone to achieve their goals. That's a
Exactly.
very great answer, Priscilla. The next question I have for you is, as you talked about the maternity break that you took, and then after that, how it was really difficult for you to come back. So, I know it's difficult, but still asking the question, how difficult it is for someone to, resume after a maternity break, and what tips would you give to the women out there or people out there to resume
Thank you.
back?
Thank you for this question, Vanshika. It's really a lovely question. I would say like first point, what I can immediately think of is like every mom who's taking a maternity break and trying to join back, right? what they will feel is like the mother guilt, which we call it as a mother guilt. Like they couldn't handle like leaving the kid behind, and that is something which is really painful for them. So first thing, moms find it hard to come out of the mother guilt. So that is where the family has to build the entire support system around them. So that support system is finally going to help them, right? So first step towards that is like they should come out of that mother guilt. And mentally and physically sometimes we feel weak because we know like we have gone through a lot of hormonal changes as well. So it's not that easy to come back just in a day one. And for me, after my break, even a single SQL query was very tougher to run. I felt like I totally forgot everything. So it mentally it wasn't that easy. But what we can say, what I would suggest our people to do is like once they are planning to resume their career, like they have to start like whatever field they were in, they can just start and brushing about the concepts, like whatever they were working on, they can start brushing on. Say for example, if the person was into testing, she can start brushing about the testing basics. And right, currently there are a lot of platforms available to upskill themselves as well. So try to enroll yourself and try to upskill yourself. And as I mentioned before, mentoring plays another important role here. Like they can be part of mentoring. And finally, they have to be more confident. Like while appearing for interviews, they have to be more confident. Like after a maternity break, it's not something like your brain is dead and you are being into coma or something, right? Of course, it takes some time to set back or get back into the old routine, but it doesn't mean that you are not powerful. So that's how I even named the title like reclaim your power. Like it's like something once you're it's just a break. That's why even we call it as a maternity break. So once you go for a break and once you're coming back, it's just the way you present yourself. So all the moms who are taking a maternity break, I would say like you are doing something for the family, right? So just be confident, and you should be proud of yourself. Ignore the mother's guilt. Like everybody has gone through the same. Every mother, like it's even you have someone to take care of the child at home. Also, the mom always feels that way. So try to get out of the mother guilt. That's not going to help you in any way. That's not going to help you in any way. Finally, you are making your kid so much stronger and independent, right? So you should be proud of yourself.
That's really cool. Like that was really great answer, and I'm sure people watching in will take from that and use it in their lives whenever that stage comes in their lives. Relating to that question, I have another question for you, and that is how to ask for help from your colleagues, from your boss, or from your family when after a maternity break, like when it is actually necessary, when you are, not able to do it. So how to ask for that help?
Okay. First thing is like you should know when to ask for help, right? You might have tried harder and harder, but you know like things are not going to work out after this. So first suggestion is like if you are an introvert and if you don't like going to people, you can try to reach for books. Like books are one of the best solution, wherein like they will be as a very good company. Like you can even learn many things, and also you can went out and books. Reading books is a very good place where you can understand more about yourself. And if not, then you have to reach out to people, right? So that is the second case, and which is the hardest case because we always feel bad and intimidated to ask for help, right? That's not that case. Asking help doesn't make you weak, right? So we should understand that asking help is something which is going to make you stronger. You have to agree, like, this is something which I have to work on, right? So I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. I might need someone. So only if I have someone, maybe I'll become more accountable. And just because of that, I can be more productive. So it's just something like where you need to really understand and agree to yourself, like you really need support this time. And once you understand that you are requiring a support that time, right? Right now, I would say, like, of course, you are right. The first place to go is your family. It can be your partner, it can be your parents. In the second place, you can open up to any of your friends as well. And nowadays, we are seeing many communities also, right? The testing communities like Test Tribe. Many communities are coming up and helping people, right? So they can go and try to find a person where they can find a help, like person. Because I don't think right now no one is judging someone, right? Like people, because everybody has been through the same struggle. So maybe you can try to find someone who's similar if you feel like, because if you feel like a person who has gone through a similar struggle like me will understand more better, you can try to find a similar person. And there are a lot of communities. And as I mentioned before, I'm part of mentoring club where we do free mentoring sessions as well. So you can try to find a mentor and try to open up to them. And that will definitely have a lot of changes over. So if you don't like to speak, you can start with writing, you can start with emails, and then once you're comfortable, you can go for calls. And if you're staying nearby the person, same person, if you wanted to speak up, try and go and meet in person as well. So I believe like the first step is really harder, Vanshika. Like once you started asking for the right help to the right person, no, then you know when to ask, where to ask, and whom to ask.
And that's a very good answer to how to ask help, because what I feel is that a lot of time it's also this guilt that why
Mm-hmm.
should I ask for help? Like this is my problem. Like this is something that I have to do on my own. So that's there. But asking for help is always important. And you just have to get through that hesitation or that mental block that asking for help is not something that you should do. And then you will get the help that you need. You just
Yeah,
have to ask for it. So
exactly.
yeah, that's great. I think that ends up my questions.
Mm.
We don't have any questions from the chat also. So any last thing that you want to say to the women out there, be it in technology, be it in testing, or be it in any other field? So anything you want to say at last to them?
Yeah, first thing we should keep in mind, like women empower women, right? I strongly believe that. And also, it's not about modern feminism like we speak about. Whomever is weak, we are supposed to help and support them. Like if you feel like someone is needing a help, it can be from any of the places. Either it is someone who needs your support. Either it is a woman or someone from the LGBT community, whatever it is. Like whomever is really requiring a help, and if you know that they would need a help, try to speak to the person. It doesn't cost a thing. So just try to be kind to yourself and try to be kind to others as well. So that is something which we have to strongly believe. And I believe if we take out this biasing overall, right, Vanshika, I believe like this is a better place to live for everyone.
Yeah, that's totally true. So we have one question from Ipsy. They're asking how to keep motivated and be passionate. Very good
Okay,
question.
so yeah, this is even I'm not I'm losing my motivation at days, right? So I don't feel like doing anything that day. So first thing I would say is like I would say is like you should find what is the factor which is making you to go more and more. Like so I always say your motivation lies between what do you now right now have. Like you might have a good life, a good job, right? You might have a good family, you might have two kids or one kid, whatever it is you are happy with. So, and also you might dream for something, like you have to go for this country, you might need some promotion, whatever it is. So between these two is the place where your motivation lies. You need to equally be happy about these two things, and you have to equally think about these two things. Like this is a driving force. These two are the driving force. Just don't run towards a goal. Think about the thing, whatever you right now have, and they'll automatically give you the driving force to run towards a goal.
Yeah, that's a great advice. I think, yeah, so Ipsy is saying wonderful session, very humbled and honest way of presenting after being such a renowned speaker.
Oh, it's really been a honor here. Like this is something. This topic is something which I was thinking to talk for a
Yeah,
long time, and you gave me this opportunity, and thank you so much. I'm so
yeah.
grateful for
Thank
that.
you so much for joining in, Priscilla. Like all the questions, the way you answered, and all the insight that you gave to all the audience out there. And whenever this is posted, the insight that you gave. I'm sure it will help a lot of women out there, and it will also help men to support women well when they are
Mm.
pursuing their dreams. So
Of
thank you
course,
so
we
much
have
for
to do it
joining.
together, right? We have to do it
Yeah,
together. So we, of
exactly.
course,
It's
we need
it's
that
a
help.
two-way communication force. Yeah.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for joining in, Priscilla. Thank you
Thank
all for
you.
joining in on a Saturday
Thank you,
evening.
guys.
I know
Thank
tomorrow's
you. Thank you
Sunday.
so much.
You might have
Yeah.
some plans, but thank you so much for joining in today. We'll meet again to all of you in another live with some another interesting topic. So thank you all and have a nice
Thank you,
weekend.
guys. Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you, guys. Bye bye.